Hi, welcome back. In this video we will be talking about repetitions. It is called loops in QBasic. What problem does repetition solve? Let's build the problem first. Let's say you want to print hello world 5 times. What will you do? You will write print hello world 5 times. Let us run the program. Hello world is printed 5 times. What if you want to write it 10 times? Simple. Instead of 5 times, you will type the same statement 10 times. Another case. Let's say you want to print numbers 1 to 5. What will you do? You will say print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4, print 5. Let us run the program. First 5 numbers are printed. What if you want to print the first 100 numbers? Again you will have to write 100 print statements. This will serve the purpose, but does it look practical? Think about it. Let us take one more case. Let's say you want to print even numbers starting from 2. So you will write 10 print statements like print 2, print 4, print 6, print 8, print 10, print 12, print 14, print 16, print 18, print 20. Let us execute the program. Even numbers from 2 to 20 are printed. This looks okay, except for the fact that you are writing 10 statements. What if you also want to write the multiples of 3? To make things more difficult, what if you want to print the tables of numbers from 1 to 10? Can you see how many print statements you need to write? It will be very time consuming. Remember, in one of the earlier videos we talked about the basic characteristics of machines. Like it doesn't get tired easily, it is more powerful than a human being, and one more thing it can do is do repetitive tasks without complaining. We will do that now. Let's say we want to print good morning 10 times. We can simply repeat print good morning 10 times. In QBasic and all computer programming languages, we have a concept called loops, meaning we can repeat programming block as many times as we want. This is called a loop. Let's write our first loop. Look at what and how I am writing. For I is equal to 1 to 5, step 1, print good morning. Next I. This should print good morning 5 times. Let's run the program. See, it printed good morning 5 times. Let's see what just happened. First line is for I is equal to 1 to 5. It says that repeat the following block which has print good morning statement 5 times. How is it done? It involves initialization, comparison and then incrementing. We are saying that the value of I should vary from 1 to 5. Each time it should be incremented by 1. And for every value of I, execute the block between the for statement and the next I statement. Since I's value will range from 1 to 5, this block will be executed 5 times. Every time the block is executed, I's value will increment by 1. Then it will be compared against 5. If it becomes more than 5, the loop is terminated and the program is exited from the loop. In other words, the loop will get executed only while value of I is less than or equal to 5. Let's change the program a little bit for our understanding. We will add one more statement to print the value of I in the loop. We will observe the change of the value of I in the loop. Let's add one more line in the block. Print I. Let's run the program. As you can see, the value of I was printed as 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. It didn't continue further because the loop must have broken. Let's check the value of I after the loop. So now we print the value of I after the loop. Let's run the program. As you can see, the value of I was 6 after the loop. This means that every time the program enters the loop block, the program checks I's value against 5. If I's value is less than or equal to 5, then it enters the loop block and executes statements of the loop block. And then at next I, the program increments the value of I by 1. If I's value is greater than 5, then the program breaks the loop and comes out to our print statement. These loops give us infinite possibilities. Let's talk about the problems that we had described earlier. Let's say we want to print the first 10 even numbers. Program becomes very small and simple. For I is equal to 1 to 10, step 1, print I into 2. Next I. See the output. It simply printed table of 2. Let's say we want to print the multiples of 3. I will just copy these 3 lines and paste them and replace 2 by 3. So now it's first printing the table of 2 and then the table of 3. We can optimize the program some more here. We are already computing the table of 2 by multiplying I by 2. Here itself we can multiply I by 3. Remember, we are not changing the value of I. So we will write simply print I into 2 semicolon I into 3. We can remove these 3 lines as they are not required. Let's run the program. As you can see, we just printed the table of 2 and 3. Instead of 10, I can put the value of 50 and it will run as fast. Here, we are repeating the blocks 50 times. You can see that the multiples of 2 and 3 till 50 have been printed. Number of lines are hardly 3. Let's make a program a little more complicated. Right now, we are just printing it for 2 and 3. Let's say I want to print the table from 1 to 10. This is simple. We can just write print statements like print I into 1, I into 2, I into 3 and so on. But 10 times I am writing that. Instead I can introduce one more loop inside the outer loop. Let's see how. For j is equal to 1 to 10, step 1, print I into j. Next j. And then we'll print a blank space so that the next printing continues from the next line. Let's run the program. See the output. You can see that the table from 1 to 10 has been printed. We didn't have to type much of a code. Let's see the program again. This block got executed 10 times for every value of I, and the value of I varies from 1 to 10. Inside I's loop, there's one more loop for j, which again ranges from 1 to 10. So for every value of I, the loop of j ran 10 times. Each time it calculates I into j. So for I is equal to 1, it runs from j is equal to 1 to j is equal to 10, which means it runs 10 times and printed 1, 2, 3 up to 10 because I was 1 at that time. Then the j loop exited because j's value became 11. Then the program came back to I and increased the value of I to 2 and again went inside. For j loop repeated again with I is equal to 2 and j ranged from 1 to 10. This printed the multiples of 2. Then I's value became 3 and again j's block executed 10 times and printed 3, 6, 9 till 30. When I's value became 11, loop exited and the program ended. This way we don't have to type much things and we can also change few things to give good results. Let's say I want to print the table from 25 to 30. I will just change I's value from 25 to 30 instead of 1 to 10. See? Let's take a look at few more small things. When we write I is equal to 1 to 10, 1 and 10 are really expressions. Therefore, you can write any expression that can be evaluated to give some value. Let's change the program a little bit more. First, we will take the value from the user, input n, and then we will only print the table from user inputs number and 5 more. So if the user entered value 5, the program should print the table from 5 to 10. Let's replace i's loop value range from n to n plus 5. Let's run the program now. I am giving the input as 5. You can see that the table is printing the multiples of 5 to 10. This is because n was 5 and for I ran from I is equal to 5 to I is equal to 10. Let's see a few more things you can do with the loop. Let's clear the program and make it simple. For I is equal to 1 to 10, step 1, print I. Next I. This program will print just the value of I. Let's run it. You see 1 to 10 is printed. Writing step 1 is not mandatory, it's optional. By default, i's value will always be incremented by 1. Let's remove it and I will show the output. See, output is exactly the same as before. So by default, i's value is incremented by 1. Most of the time you will not write step 1 because most of the time we want the default increment to be 1. However, step can be used if you want to increment the value of I with a different number. Let's say you want to print even numbers between 0 to 10. You can simply change this for loop to for I is equal to 0 to 10, step 2. Here i's value will be incremented by 2. You can see all even numbers 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are printed. Let's see one more example where step could be a negative number. For I is equal to 10 to 0, step minus 2. This way now the number is decrementing. Negative sign in step indicates that the value of I is decremented. One more example. What if I say for I is equal to 10 to 0, print I, then next I. Then again after the loop, I print the value of I. If you see, i's value was printed as 10 because the program didn't enter into the for loop block. The program would check the condition for I is less than or equal to 0. Only when the condition is satisfied, the program will enter the block. But the initial value of I was 10. And of course 10 is not less than or equal to 0. So you need to be careful how you are writing your program. You may want to put step minus 1 in such a case. As you can see in this video, loops are very important for any repetition. You will be using a loop many times. There are several kinds of loops. What we just saw was a for loop. In the next video, we will talk about do-while loop. See you in the next video.